Hey everyone, welcome back to Into the Warren. My name is Jessica, not to be confused with the hundreds of thousands of other Jessicas that exist in the world, most of them being born between 1982 and 1989. I am back with another video, and I have some things to share with you. I've been thinking a lot about this video and what I was going to be talking about, and I have been replaying some thoughts in my brain, and I wanted to start off by talking about imposter syndrome. Now, I'm going to admit something to you, and it's going to be hard to accept, and you may unsubscribe when I tell you this, so brace yourself. But I'm a left-handed Virgo. I know. It's a scary thing to admit. I am embracing it little by little in these 33, almost 34 years of my life, but left-handed Virgos are a mess. And one of our biggest downfalls is that we are perfectionists, and human beings are not perfect, and so it's very frustrating for us to accept that. And that goes for our careers and what we do in our day-to-day lives. And because we're not perfect, because we don't know everything, we struggle with imposter syndrome, meaning everything we do, we don't think that we're in a community that we don't think we really belong in because we're not as good as everybody else, okay? And that's how I feel about just about everything I do. Even if someone said, oh my gosh, this is so amazing, in my mind I'm like, okay, thanks, but I don't think it's good enough, and I don't think I belong here. And I know other people also feel that way, I'm sure. At least I hope that I'm not alone. And that's how I feel about fiber art. That's how I feel about being an art teacher. I'm a first-year art teacher going into my second year, and I was pretty confident in the first year, but I knew a lot about art, but I didn't know a lot about teaching, and I have to take classes still, and I have to take tests and things like that to get my certification. And with the pandemic, it's kind of slowed down, and it's kind of made me panic, like, oh my gosh, I need to get all this stuff done. Am I good enough? Am I doing it right? Are the kids learning? You know, what are other art teachers doing? Oh, I should have done that. How come I didn't do that? That would have been a better idea. It's like this inner critic that doesn't ever stop talking. The same thing goes with fiber art. Sorry, my nose is really stuffed up. I've got allergies. Same thing goes with knitting. Same thing goes with yarn dyeing. I have subscribed to many crochet and knitting podcasts, and I've always been in awe, especially of knitting podcasts. You know, a lot of them are very similar. They're in this beautiful home, or they're outside feeding their chickens, or, you know, they're running through the flowers, and then, you know, they're wearing beautiful dresses that they sewed as their, you know, as their side hobby, but they also knit and design sweaters, and I want that. I want to be that. I want to be like that free spirit and happy and all that kind of thing. But the reality is that that really isn't who I am, okay? I don't run through the fields because, one, I live in Florida, it's 100 degrees, okay? And I'm deathly allergic to fire ants. And I hate being outside when it's so hot. I'm hardly ever outside. So, you know, I'm not that person. I don't have like a teapot and drink my tea in the morning. I'm not any of those things, okay? I don't have this beautiful studio to dye my yarn. I have a house. Now, it is a cottage house. It's built in the 1940s, but it's 600 square feet. That's all I have for 3 people, and I do my yarn dyeing in the kitchen, and my husband gets mad at me because water spills on the burners, and then we have to clean the countertops. And you know, that's the reality of who I am as a person, as a dyer, as a knitter. And I try to improve my day-to-day routines. I try to be healthier. So I know that's a rant, I know it's crazy, but I just wanted to get that out there, that when I'm dyeing these yarns and you guys are buying them and they're selling out and I'm getting good feedback and no one has anything bad to say, I truly do feel shocked, surprised, because I've been dyeing yarn for what, a month and a half, and no, I don't have Christmas Advent yarn, you know, like orders out. I don't have t-shirts and enamel pins, and I haven't partnered with any pattern makers, you know. So when you guys are supporting me and telling me that these things are good, it's hard for me to believe, but I'm working on it. And everything that I do my absolute best, because I want people to be happy. I had one of my friends who works in a local yarn shop in Tennessee, who I admire so much, who's been knitting for so long, decided to buy a bunch of my yarn, and I was so scared to send it to her. I was worried she wouldn't like it. I don't know. So I guess what I'm trying to say is thank you for supporting me. Thank you for helping me understand that it's okay to be new at something, and you don't have to know everything right away. You don't have to be perfect, and it's still good. So yeah. Sorry about all that. I just want to get that out of there, and we're gonna move on to the knitting part, the yarn part. So let's go over projects that I've been working on. Actually, I need to introduce yarn first because one of my projects is all my yarn. The biggest thing that I'm doing with my yarn dyeing right now is pre-orders for my fall yarn collection. So I didn't make it a secret, like you're not gonna know what the colors are, you know, it's a secret, they'll come to your door. I wanted to show you what they were. I'm new and I want you to not be unhappy with what you get if it wasn't what you expected. But I do have pre-orders open, and I'm going to show you what the yarn looks like, okay? In previous videos I've shown you Haunted, which looks like this. Now I do have a little bit of light coming through the window. But Haunted is like this mauvey purple, and to me it looks like a creepy Victorian, like, I don't know, the inside of a creepy Victorian house or something, or like a dress, a Victorian dress. I don't know, I just thought that we needed a little bit of like this color when it comes to fall. So this is called Haunted. The second one I've shown you is Pumpkin. Pretty self-explanatory. It has some brown speckling and splotches in it, and the orange has a gradient between this dark orange and into a lighter yellowy golden orange. I'll show you what the project looks like, but when I knit this, it looks really beautiful. I don't know if I've shown you this. This is the fingering weight, and it's not a pretty hank right now, but this is called Potion. And Potion is this greenish, tealy kind of color, like you were brewing a potion. And I wanted a color that was a little more non-traditional for the fall that would be a good contrast with the other colors. So it really gives it a little bit of a pop. And then I have Ghost, which is whitish, grayish color with the same kind of mauve-y color in the speckling and some of the brownish speckling from the pumpkin. So I was trying to tie in the colors together so that they would work together. So here's the three. This one is new, you haven't seen yet, unless you're on my Instagram. So the next color I wanted to do was a darker color, but also have a little bit of mix of everything else. And my brother sent me a picture of like the harvest moon at night, and I really liked how that looked. So I created Howl. I was gonna call it Grim, but when I made it more of like the moonlight, I was like, Howl, you know, sounds cooler, sounds better for this yarn. So it is this bluish that also has this darker gray blue in it, and then it has some of that orange from Pumpkin and some of the brown as well, so that they would go together. So this is Howl, and I really like how this turned out. It kind of is different than the others. It has more color in it, more color, you know, variety of color in it. But when they all go together, these are the 5 that you get in the mini skein set. So the options are, you can buy them in 100-gram skeins like this. I have DK, which is 100% superwash merino, and I have fingering weight, which I just started dyeing the fingering weights. Fingering weights, 100 grams, or you can get the mini skeins in either fingering or DK, and here's what they look like. Now, mini skeins are a bit scarce right now with suppliers. I think because of the holidays and stuff, people are buying them up. So all of these are hand skeined by me. I stand here and I weigh each and every one of them, and I tie them by hand, and I wrap them by hand. Every single one that you get, I carefully weighed and tied myself. But these are the DK weight skeins. So you get 5 20-gram skeins, either in DK or fingering. And let me show you the project. So I wanted to do a project to show you how they work together, because it's much easier to see if you like something or not if it's knitted up together, because obviously it looks different when it's in stitches than it is on a hank. So I'm making this cowl. This is the Butterbeer cowl. It's a free pattern on Ravelry, and I modified it to have additional colors, color changes and additional stripes and things like that to fit the number of colors I have. So this is a cowl. The bottom is the howl. Then I started striping some of the potion, then striping some of the pumpkin, and it's hard to tell on here, and I have to obviously block it when it's done, but there is this texture of like diamonds in the orange band here. Then I have pumpkin and ghost striping, and then the stripes turn into haunted, and then now I'm working on this band again, but it's going to be in the haunted color, and then it'll be ghosts and it'll be bound off. So take a look at the pattern on Ravelry. It's a really simple cowl. There's no lace or anything. It's just that textured band, which is really the only thing you have to pay attention to. Everything else is in stockinette. But I really like how this goes together. I think it looks really pretty. I can't wait till the second band comes in, because then it'll be more balanced. But that is what I've been working on, and I think it'll be really pretty for fall. And my daughter, I was joking with her and I tried to put over her head, and then she really wanted it on her head, so she pushed it down and it was so gorgeous on her. So I think when this is done, I'm gonna have her model it for a picture instead of myself, because she's way prettier. I am working on that to post a final picture of, so people know how the yarn works together. Now the pre-orders start now. They're in my Etsy shop. The Etsy shop is listed below. You just pre-order, so I know how much to make. You'll probably get yours pretty quickly, even though I've allowed a couple weeks because I have some already made. Pre-order is open until the 20th of July, and then all orders will be mailed by August 15th, but I think that's like way more time than actually is gonna happen. I just want to give myself a little cushion and just in case I got like a swarm of orders, and I'm doing it all here in this little spot. So if you want to pre-order and get those, they're open for purchase. Then I'm going to show you my other project. Okay, Hermione's Everyday Socks. I don't know, it's just me, I think. I have been working on this one sock forever. I'm doing Hermione's Everyday Sock. This is in my Claude's Lilies colorway. Got the texture down for the leg, got the cuff. I am on the heel. I've done the heel twice. The first time, in the directions where the heel is, it says all the stitches on needle 1 stay on 1, and then you're gonna work 2. Okay. But I was confused which needle was 1 and which needle was 2. I did the wrong, and it doesn't say like row 1, wrong side. It doesn't say if it's right side or wrong side. So I actually did the whole heel the opposite way it's supposed to be. I started on the right side instead of the wrong side. So then I pulled all that out. Then yesterday I got all the way through the heel and I went to the short rows. I did all the short rows and then it said continue in this way until you have this many stitches. Well, then I repeated it, but I don't think I'm supposed to repeat the first line. I think it's just the rest of the short rows because it didn't add up. And so I pulled it all out and now I'm redoing the heel again because I wasn't quite sure where I was supposed to continue in that section. If anybody knows what I'm talking about and you've done it, feel free to let me know below. I may take a screenshot and just double check with one of my knitting buddies to see what she thinks. She might have already, I mean, a lot of people have done this project, but I really don't want to keep doing the heel over and over. So that's that project. I've really been working on that cowl pretty good, and that I did most of it yesterday. And then I'm going to be doing some traveling to see family. The reason why, I know it's a pandemic and Florida is actually one of the worst spots right now, but we're going to Florida because my in-laws are gonna freak out if we don't show them their grandchild very soon. They couldn't come for her birthday. They don't care. They don't care about they just want to see her. And we're not really gonna go many places. I'm like, are you sure? Because what if we're carried? They don't care. They just want to see their granddaughter, and so we're gonna go and see them. And my sister-in-law, her birthday is on the 4th of July, and she's been asking me to please make her something, knit her something, and she's been telling people about my yarn dyeing, and she's been so sweet and supportive and like talking to people about what I'm doing. It's pretty cool. I don't think she watches my videos, but Susan, if you are watching my videos, please stop watching my videos so I can share some stuff that is a surprise. I asked her yesterday about what kinds of colors she likes, and she said purples, pinks, and greens. So I decided to dye some fingering weight yarn for her to make a project. This has just come off my drying rack, so it's not gorgeously skeined, but this is the yarn that I've made for her project. And I didn't want it to be like overly saturated with color. I wanted it to have those spots of darkness and lightness together. And I used a brighter green to just give it some pop. I almost used like an earthy green, but I was like, nah. She's very elegant, but she's also like really like funky, you know? Like she loves to dance and be groovy and stuff, but she's also got a beautiful like Victorian house, and you know, she's got, I mean, she's just a mix. She's a mix of funky with elegant. And so I wanted to give her a little pop of funk. So you can see some of the speckles in there. And I'm calling this Aunt Sue's, because she's Brookie's Aunt Sue's. I am going to make her a cowl out of this, and I can't think of the name of it, as always. My memory is so bad. But I'll link it below. It's a free pattern as well. At least it's free temporarily. I don't think it will be free forever. But in the pattern, it's just a white yarn, and it's got bobbles where you actually crochet the bobbles instead of knit them. And so I'm going to be working really quickly on this cowl because we're going to be leaving, I think, next week. So I'm going to try to get it done as fast as possible so that I can give it to her for her birthday. And my husband was like, why don't you just make her socks? And I've never seen her wear socks. If anything, she's always barefoot. So I want it to be something she'll actually like wear or use. So I think a cowl will be good, and it's not so much that I can't finish it in time. So we'll see. I'm going to try my best starting today while I'm dyeing some Halloween yarn. That is what I'm going to be doing. So I think that's really everything I have to show you, but remember on June 30th, I'm going to be drawing a winner for the giveaway for the yarn and the project bag. So if you haven't commented yet, please go to my Instagram. There is a post with a project bag that looks like this. Oops, there's yarn on it, as always. Project bag, and it also has some hanks of yarn. And this is what the giveaway is. 3 of these and the project bag. And all you have to do is like my Instagram, comment on that picture, and for additional entries, just tag other people, other fiber artists, crocheters, knitters, etc. below. And every time you comment someone's name, it's an additional entry. On June 30th, I'm going to randomly, I'm going to number each comment, and I'm going to randomly select a number from like a number generator, and whoever that is the person who wins that giveaway. And you can live in the US, you can live in Canada, you can live international. I don't care where you're located, you can do it as long as your country allows you to win giveaways. You know, that's the only thing. After June 30th, I will announce the winner, and that winner I'll contact, get back to me within 2 weeks. If not, I got to move to the next person, and I will mail your prize. So good luck, everybody. I've seen comments where like people have said, I've never had hand-dyed yarn before, I've never used it, I've never owned it, and I'd really like to try it. And I am like so excited about that because it's going to open the floodgates, first of all, because hand-dyed yarn is so cool. For me to give you your first hand-dyed yarn is like really special, and people who have purchased the yarn in my shop, also some first-time hand-dyed yarn buyers. That's pretty cool. So anyway, yeah. I hope that you are having a great week. Thank you for listening to me go on, and I will be back again soon to announce the winner of the giveaway and any other creations, concoctions that I have come up with since then. So I will talk to you soon. Have a great day. Bye.